Kia Wanyan paused at the door before stepping. Inside, all her side glances swept towards the inner chamber, but the screen blocked her view, leaving her unable to tell if Liu Yanyan was awake or asleep. If she was awake, had she said something inappropriate to the crown prince? If she was still unconscious, how should Kia Wanyan deceive her way out of this? Gazing at Hiziyu's calm and composed expression, Kia Wanyan couldn't fathom his thoughts. Her mind raced as she silently calculated her next move. "This subject greets your highness," Kia Wanyan said, performing an elegant and proper curtsy. "My Yasqui o Yoristizen?" Her tone was distant yet polite. Hiziyu's deep eyes darkened as he cut straight to the point. "Why is Liu Yanyan here? And why did she just lie about never coming here?" Liu Yanyan felt a dull ache in her neck and shoulders, slowly opening her eyes to take in her surroundings. The voices she'd just heard instantly jolted her awake. A commotion sounded behind the screen, and moments later, Liu Yanyan stumbled into view. Seeing the crown prince, she latched onto him like a lifeline, rushing forward to plead for help. Jinyuan unsheathed his sword in an instant, blocking her path. Liu Yanyan flinched, staring at the cold, gleaming blades as she tried to steady her nerves and took a step back. "Your Highness, save me. Kia Wanyan tried to kill me." Kia Wanyan remained calm, feigning confusion, then telling Ahuwaldawantically. Liu Yanyan frowned, unable to comprehend how she could still be so composed at a team like this. It was as if she were an innocent, harmless person who'd never done anything wrong. The more Kia Wanyan acted at ease, the more agitated and unhinged Liu Yanyan came. She was desperate to tear off Kia Wanyan's mask and make the crown prince see how vicious and terrifying she truly was, so he might reject her or even kill her on the spot. The fact that a paper character from a book could having its own consciousness was terrifying. Just thinking about it made Liu Yanyan's blood ran cold. Liu Yanyan was completely foolish. She'd nearly been killed for accidentally revealing she was from the modern era. To these ancient people, non my kind, their hearts must be different. She couldn't trust them with her secrets. Suddenly telling an ancient person she was a team traveler, that they were all characters in a book, and that she knew their fates. She wouldn't treat it as aged, just amid woman. She hadn't even told Kiao Yuan, a kind-hearted person, about being a team traveler. She certainly would until someone as scheming as Hiziyu, the male lead and future emperor. If he imprisoned her, it would be a death sentence. You Ray vicious and jealous of Yi Huan having friends, so you lured me here to kill me, Liu Yanyan exclaimed, then tilted her head towards the crown prince. Your Highness, look at the blood on my neck. I almost died here. Hiziyu glanced over. There were indeed blood marks on her neck, likely from a hairpin stab. A little more force, and Liu Yanyan would be a corpse. Liu Yanyan invoked Ki Ao Yihuan. Your Highness, though Yihuan and I haven't known each other long, we're closer than sisters. Kia Wanyan is so vicious and ruthless just because she's Shiless. Of Yi Huan making friends, if such a person stays by Yi Huan's side, won't drag Yi Huan into eternal damnation? Hiziyu loved Kiao Yi Huan deeply. She was his lifeline. If he believed Kiao Wanyan posed a threat to Yi Huan, he'd never let Kiao Wanyan go. Ziwan could barely contain her anger. Bullshit, my miss would never. Stop spouting nonsense. Liu Yanyan retorted, am I lying? When I went to see Yi Huan, you refused to let me stay in the Shang Shu mansion. As the eldest daughter, Yi Huan had no say and was forced to send me to live with her mother in a country villa. Wasn't that your miss doing? Has your miss never believed Yi Huan at home? She continued, Your Highness. Even servants in the mansion looked down on Yi Huan, all because of Qiao Wanyan's instigation and connivance. You can't ignore Yi Huan's plight. Qiao Wanyan watched Liu Yanyan deliberately shift blame to Qiao Yi Huan. Piecing together the situation, she hadn't mentioned anything about the 23rd century being a modern person, or this all being from a book. Liu Yanyan didn't dare. Qiao Wanyan said, I've seen plenty of sycophants. Like you. You grew up in Yangzhou, met my good-natured sister by chance, and clung to her to weasel your way into wealth. Do you think the Qiao family would let someone like you living in our mansion? Did you mistake us for weaklings like my sister? Too polite to refuse you? Sister gave you face by letting you stay in the villa, but you disgraced yourself when he told her you were scheming and you barged into my room to provoke me. How could I tolerate you? Liu Yanyan couldn't believe the lies. You're spouting nonsense. Arguing by following the opponent's logic was like admitting defeat, insisting on your own narrative and smearing the others. The party could throw them off balance. When people panic, how can they stay rational? Qiao Wanyan advanced on her. Am I lying? How else can you explain leaving your father and brother behind to chase my sister to the capital? After only knowing her Asher time, would a proper lady abandon her hometown for a friend? Liu Yanyan was speechless. Unable to utter a word, Qiao Wanyan pressed. But leaving someone like you by her side is a ticking time bombs. If I really wanted to kill you, would you still be standing here? Why would it stop halfway and leave loose ends? Her words pierced Liu Yanyan sheared like knives, leaving her defenseless. I just wanted to teach you a lesson, to make you give up. But you defended me before the Crown Prince. You're so despicable. It terrifies me. Liu Yanyan shuddered at Qiao Wanyan's feigned, terrified expression. She dealt all the advantages, yet a few words had left her speechless. She couldn't explain why she risked everything to follow Qiao Yi Huan to the capital. She couldn't explain why Qiao Wanyan had stopped short of killing her. She had no answers, no way to retaliate against the accusations. Her heart pounding wildly, Liu Yanyan felt herself on the verge of madness. Qiao Wanyan said slowly, You claim to idolize my sister. Who would believe such a baseless lies? If I really believed her, you'd never have the chance to provoke and frame me like this. Liu Yanyan's head buzzed, and she shoved Qiao Wanyan, desperate to get away. Qiao Wanyan staggered back to steps before she could steady herself. Hiziyu kicked Liu Yanyan flying into Edible, which collapsed under her weight. As she landed with the pained groans, Qiao Wanyan inwardly offed. For someone with a fragile psyche, pushing them to the brink of collapse often led to irrational actions. At her core, Liu Yanyan was no different from Zhao Ying. Are you hurt? Hiziyu asked, approaching her. Qiao Wanyan stepped back to maintain distance, her tone deliberately polite and aloof. Thank you for your concern, Your Highness. I'm unharmed. Hiziyu's outstretched hands froze mid-air, then retracted as he lowered his eyes. Qiao Wanyan said softly, Your Highness has surely cleared matters by now. May Iris, being wrongly accused of attempted murder has left me exhausted. I didn't. Hiziyu swallowed the words. She wouldn't believe his explanation. At the palace, he'd misunderstood her. He came tonight to apologize. He couldn't care less about Liu Yanyan's fate. I never regarded you as a criminal. Qiao Wanyan looked away, her voice trembling. I don't believe you. As if on cue, a tear rolled down her cheek, striking Hiziyu like a thunderbolt. Even her proud The petty demeanor seemed endearing now, like a stone dropping into a lake, stirring endless ripples. Jinyuan silently dragged Liu Yanyan away, muffling her cries. He glanced at Ziyuan, expecting her to leave too, but she knelt there, sneakily watching the scene with gossipy eyes. With a sigh, Jinyuan pulled her out by the arms but left the door open. Outside, Ziyuan shoved him away and pinched him, hard enough to make him wince in silence. Asterisk, why is this girl so rough? Asterisk. Asterisk, a little respect for someone. Serving the crown prince. Asterisk. Ziyu took out a handkerchief to dab her tears. The candlelight cast behind him, his tall shadow over Qiao Wanyan, hiding her completely from the doorway. Jinyuan sighed inwardly. Asterisk, the crown prince has lost his mind. Why coddle second Miss Zhou? She's just acting. Asterisk. Asterisk, she used to call me agate keeper dog. She's not the type to stay upset for long. Asterisk, at the Mingyu Tower the other day, I wanted to explain. I misunderstood you. You said. Qiao Wanyan kept her eyes down. Silent, her long lashes fluttered, casting shadows that hid the impatience in her eyes. My mother dislikes Yi Huan, so illied about seeking ointment for you to take you to Yaoshi Valley when you went to Cunning Palace. I thought you'd exposed my lies, so I treated you coldly. It was my mistake. Jinyuan froze. Asterisk, the crown prince is apologizing to us object's daughter. Asterisk. This was troubling. The crown prince never apologized easily. He was heir to the throne, second only to the emperor. To apologize to a woman, Jinyuan Fi read Qiao Wanyan was then witching him with her proud petty ways. This indulgence was dangerous. Qiao Wanyan raised her tearful eyes to his noble face, her gaze like misty autumn water. The moment their eyes met, Shiyu felt a tremor in his chest, a strange sensation rising from his feet to his head, leaving his mind reeling. Your Highness is the crown prince, second only to the emperor. How could you be in the wrong? Her delicate frame and tear streaked the face made her infinite pitiful. Even when scolding him, he could only blame himself for being unforgivable. Jinyuan couldn't help whispering to Ziyuan, why is your miss so temperamental? The crown prince is offering an olive branch, and she's still pouting. Ziyuan shot him a withering look. Her lips moved soundless lie, but Jinyuan's eyes widened. Asterisk, did she just curse me? Asterisk. Asterisk, what a shrewd little thing. Asterisk. Qiao Wanyan lowered her eyes. It's not your Highness' fault, just my bad luck at the Mingyu Tower. I also met Prince Jing. Who believed me? Do I really look that vulnerable? Her soft wrong ed voice made hazy. You thought of a corn-red kitten, hissing but harmless. Don't cry. I'll never doubt you again. He had no experience comforting women. Qiao Wanyan was far harder to soothe than Qiao Yihuan, refusing to forgive easily. Yet he felt no impatience, only a desire to stop her tears. He changed the subject. Where did you go just now? Qiao Wanyan turned to him. Where do you think I went? When he stayed silent, her brows furrowed. You think I went to see Yan Heng? That he visited Amin Shamber in the dead of night and broke proper decorum? Of course not. Ziyu protested. Asterisk, since when has second Miss Zhou become so sharp-tongued? Asterisk. Was she truly this angry? This quick to flare up? Qiao Wanyan said. It'd go to Yan Heng's, my sister. Still has residual poison in her body. So I went to ask Yan Heng to prepare an antidote for her tomorrow. But everything I doing is wrong in your highness sees. So you might as well think I'm in the wrong. With that, she turned and walked into the inner chamber, ignoring everyone. Shiyu. Had he picked the wrong topic? Shiyu stood there stunned. as Kia Wanyan's rapid fireworks faded and she left, leaving him with no one to explain to. Conflict was inevitable in any relationships, whether familial, friendly, or romantic. Besides his father and mother, he had never truly bowed to anyone. With Yi Hwan, a little appeasement was enough for her to forgive him understandingly. But this second daughter of the Kia family, with her spoiled and delicate temper, was truly hard to pacify. For the first time in his life, Shiyu had been metaphorically shut out, mocked, and unable to get angry or punish the perpetrator. Jinyuan watched his prince come out silently, as if swallowing humiliation, and felt his head spin on the moonlit path. Jinyuan could help but speak up. Your Highness, you are of noble status. How can second Miss Zhou treat you with such disrespect? Ziyu paused and glanced at him. She was misunderstood by me and is rightfully angry. Would you smile at someone who upset you? Jinyuan felt a headache. What? Does this have to do with me? It felt like the prince was venting his frustration on him for what had happened with Kia Wanyan. But your Highness is the crown prince. Even if second miss is angry, she shouldn't be so bold. Shiyu said coolly, what do you know? Which young girl does enthave a little temper? Although she's spoiled, she has a kinda heart. It's my fault for hurting her. She had been misunderstood by him, yet still worried about her elder sister's shield. Going to Yunhang for medicine. She must be even more grievance now. Yes, why else would she have gone to Yunhang so late? Jinyuan asked, what about Liu Yanyan? Your Highness, how shall we deal with her? Hiziyu's eyes darkened. A person with impure motives is endangered by Yi Hwan's side. Make sure she stays silent about tonight. If I find out she dares to slander Wanyan in front of Yi Hwan, you will be held accountable. Yes, Your Highness. Hiziyu's stone was indifferent as he recalled the woman pushing Wanyan in Liu Guang Pavilion. Dispose of her secret lie. After leaving Yaoshi Valley, in the inner chamber of Liu Guang Pavilion, Kia Wanyan was already comfortably soaking in abbot tubs, enjoying the warm water wrapping her body. Miss, I was so scared earlier. I thought His Highness would blame you for how you hand-led Liu Yanyan. Ziyuan said, who would have thought her? Miss had turned the tables, subtly shifting from a disadvantaged position to the upper hand and trapping the crown prince in her web. Kia Wanyan gently stroked her skin from wrist to shoulder. Speaking slowly, the crown prince is gentle on the surface but cold and calculating in his heart. He's not as easily manipulated as Liu Yanyan. He fell for my act only because he didn't guard against me. Ziyuan thought her missing was amazing. But miss, if you didn't forgive His Highness, will he stop getting close to you? Won't that benefit Kia Yihuan? Kia Wanyan chuckled. He won't. Not only that, but he'll also remember clearly that I'm not easily pacified and should our bully Ed lightly. Ziyuan couldn't understand men. Logic asterisk isn't that masochistic asterisk. Miss Liu Yanyan escaped, and you agreed to let young Master Yun give Ki Aoyi Huan the antidote. We lost out tonight. She should be left to fend for herself. Why help her? Ki Ao Wanyan didn't speak. Even without the antidote, Ki Ao Yihuan wouldn't die, since she couldn't die anyway. Why not gain a good reputation? The process didn't matter. Only the ending did. After returning to the capital, arrest Liu Yanyan. I still have questions for her, Ki Ao Wanyan said, adding, do it secretly. Don't let anyone notice. As dawn broke, the sky turned fish belly white. The warm sun rose slowly, breaking free from the night's constraints, and casting countless rays across the earth. When Kia Wanyan woke, Ziyuan rushed over. Miss, Kia Yihuan has left. Kia Wanyan frowned. Left? Gone back to the capital? Ziyuan nodded. It heard someone was searching outside Yashi Valley, and Changqing happened to meet them and brought the news. Kiao Yihuan was worried about her mother and left early. I went to see young Master Yun this morning, and he reluctantly gave Kiao Yihuan the antidote. Ziyuan added, both surprised and delighted. For some reason, His Highness didn't leave with her. He said you were being frightened and he would accompany you back to the capital. In the carriage, Kiao Yihuan asked with concern Yanyan, where did you go last night? I couldn't find you anywhere. Liu Yanyan's expression was tense, her smile stiff. I probably went too. Use the toilet. Did you need something? Kiao Yihuan shook her head. I was just feeling down and wanted to talk to you. Liu Yanyan hesitated to reveal what had happened but swallowed the words. She dared not risk it. If the crown prince found out, she might lose her life. She couldn't take that chance in this unfamiliar place. She couldn't careless like before. Just then the carriage jolted to a halt, throwing everyone inside off balance. Zhao Ying immediately asked, what's happening? The coachman replied, missing a noblewoman stopped our carriage. Outside, a young woman in a brocade dressed with a beautiful, panicked face blocked the carriage. Help me. Please save me. Asterisk for fuck's sake. He Beos who really wanted to curse. She had maintained a regular schedule for years, only to die of sudden cardiac arrest after staying up all night gaming with friends. Although she'd sometimes wished for death, she'd still taken health supplements and nutritional powders religiously. Now she died and somehow ended up in this place forsaking gods, opening her eyes to a group of people chasing her. Without thinking, she jumped up and run, feeling like crying. After staying in Yaoshi Valley for many days, it was time for Kia Wanyan to return to the capital. Ziyu unpacked their things, though her miss had arrived with nothing. They were leaving with bundles of belongings. Chang'an loaded box after box of butterfly grass onto the carriage until it filled an entire wagon. At the entrance of Liu Guang Pavilion, Heziyu watched Kia Wanyan emerge. The moment their eyes met, she looked away, still apparently upset. Heziyu retracted his gaze. He had already sent Yi Huan back alone and stayed to accompany Kia Wanyan. After a whole night, she was still angry as a future brother-in-law. He'd done more than enough. Heziyu felt dejected. He must have been losing his mind recently. Wanyan would be his sister-in-law someday. It was only natural to care for her, but overindulgence was unwise. His focus should be on Yuan. Sister Ayan, I want to go play outside with you again. Yun Yao pouted, full of reluctance. She hadn't had enough of the outside world. Kia Wanyan gently stroked her cheek, her touch infinitely tender. Lu Jiani watched coldly from the side, finding it ironic. So those hands could touch someone's cheek softly. Wasn't afraid of slapping Yan Yao by accident? Like she had him? She'd certainly slapped him easily enough. Kia Wanyan had learned in Yao. She valued that unlike her brother. Yan Yao excelled led at and loved concocting poisons. Since she wasn't just a frivolous girl, there was no harm in taking her along. If you want, I can talk to your brother. If he agrees, I can take you back to the capital. Kiao Wanyan said. Yun Yao's eyes lit up. Really? Kiao Wanyan nodded. Yun Yao jumped for joy. At this innocent age, her happiness was impossible to hide. She clung to Kiao Wanyan's arm. Sister Ayan is the best. Don't be rude to Wanyan. Yun Heng chided. Yun Yao huffed but reluctantly let go. Yun Heng changed his tone. Wanyan, if these butterfly herbs aren't enough, I'll send more every year. I'll have Chang'an prepare extra for you. Yun Heng, you're so kind, Kia Wanyan smiled, her eyes sparkling. Yun Heng felt his heart skip a beat, his ears burning hot. Yun Yao coughed and winked at Kia Wanyan, who took the cue. Yun Heng, I need to discuss something with you. Go ahead, Yun Heng replied. Are you going to ask what it is? Anything is fine, he said. Yun Yao blinked, wondering if the familiar face before her hid a different person inside. Kia Wanyan chuckled. I was thinking that if you trusted me, I'd like to take Yu Yao to the capital for a while. I'll do my best to keep her safe. Yun Heng paused, glancing at Yun Yao. Ayao, don't cause trouble. The outside world isn't like Yashi Valley. Stay by Wanyan's side and take good care of her. Yun Yao agreed, but she was confused. Wasn't older siblings supposed to care for the younger? Why was her brother reversing the roles? I understand, brother. Yun Heng hesitated, but Kia Wanyan noticed. Did you have something else to say to me? After a moment of silence, Yun Heng said bluntly, Ayan, if you have time in the future, Yashi Valley is always open to you. If you ever want to marry, I also. It's getting late. We should go. He Shiyu interrupted. Yun Heng turned to look at He Shiyu, his expression chilling, clearly annoyed at having his courageous lie-spoken words cut off. He Shiyu had already turned to leave, and Kia Wanyan could guess what Yun Heng hadn't finished saying. Then we're off, she said. Yun Heng watched Kia Wanyan's back disappears from sight, reluctant to look away. His heart felt empty, as if the water filling it had suddenly dried up. Chang'an, I think I need pure heart pills, he said. Chang'an bit his lip and stated the truth. Young master, pure heart pills don't seem to work on you anymore. Let's not waste them. A whole jar of pure heart and calm mind pills had done nothing, as they might well have been eaten as food. Yun Heng couldn't hide his disappointment, feeling listless, staring at the now empty path for a long time. He finally turned and entered Liu Guang Pavilion. Kia Wanyan hadn't arrived with her own carriage, and Ziwan had been too rushed to prepare one, with Yun Heng's carriage filled with butterfly grass. Kia Wanyan had to board the Crown Prince's carriage. He Shiyu rested with his eyes closed, and Kia Wanyan sat beside him in silence. They were like two stubborn statues outside the carriage. Ziyuan worried. What a perfect opportunity to bond with the Crown Prince. Yet her missing wasn't even starting a conversation. Jinyuan felt the opposite. Today's Crown Prince was the one he remembered. His Highness had never liked Zekin Misjo. Her inherent lion lie and spoiled nature made her unsuitable for close contact. As someone His Highness detested, she should be kept at a distance. Overnight, His Highness must have come to his senses. You didn't eat much this morning. Would you like some pastries? Hiziyu broke the silence after a long while. Jinyu and outside. Kia Wanyan glanced at him. Then, after a pause, reached out to take a pastry and nibble at it. She reluctantly accepted the olive branch, if only for her favorite osmanthus cakes. A little temper was a seasoning, but constant pettiness would make her know. Different from the storybook version of herself. He Jiyu felt relieved, half expecting the young girls to continue ignoring him. Kia Wanyan said softly, I was very upset when your Highness misunderstood me that day, but I'm glad you stayed too. Accompany me instead of leaving. With sister today, still I feel uneasy. Her words were pitiful. Ting Ed with a coquettish shows of weakness that instant lie sparked protective instincts. Sweet words might sound false, but they were pleasant to the ear, especially with such a convincing expressions. It was a killer combination. Why uneasy? Kiao Wanyan paused. I'm afraid sister might misunderstand, get upset, or think I'm stealing your highness from her. Heezy, you knew she was kind at heart, even if she still had feelings for him. Her first thought was of Yi Huan's feelings. Yi Huan isn't the jealous type. Besides, you're her sister. She won't misunderstand. Don't worry, there's nothing to fear. Kiao Wanyan smiled, but said nothing, feeling no gratitude towards the crown prince for staying to accompany her back to the capital. The crown prince had originally used the pretext of accompanying her to Yaoshi Valley to find Scar, removing ointment. Naturally, he would return with her now. It was just about maintaining appearances. Who couldn't speak pretty words about leaving Kiao Yihuan to return alone? Did he really think she'd be grateful? Kiao Wanyan lowered her eyes to eat osmanthus cakes. She had always been vengeful, being misunderstood, ignored, and forced to accept an olive branch from the crown prince today. She would repay it all in kind later. She would abandon him for another man after he fell in love with her and deliberately snubbed him because of misunderstandings. Suddenly, the rapid clatter of hooves sounded outside the carriage, followed by a man's urgent voice. Your Highness! On her way back to the capital, Miss Kiao encountered the 10th princess, who is being hunted. Our numbers are insufficient. We can barely protect the princess and Miss Zhou, but we're trapped. I risked my life to deliver this message. Kiao Wanyan frowned. The 10th princess? Was 10th princess far away in her fiefdom? Why would she suddenly return to the capital? This wasn't in the storybook either. It only mentioned that the 10th princess died suddenly a few years after marriage due to her mother's slow status and lack of favor. She was buried in her fiefdom without her remains being returned to the imperial mausoleum. Seeing He Shiyu's worried expression, Kiao Wanyan knew she could stop him even if she tried. So she urged him to rescue them quickly. Wanyan, I'll leave Jinyuan to protect you. My sister was hunted for no reason upon returning to the capital. I must go personally. Stay safe. Your Highness, I'll wait for you at the country villa where my sister's smothering lives. He Ji nodded, ordering Jinyuan to take the official route back, then hurried off with a few men on horses back, taking a shortcut through a small path. Hizam read Yuan saying she wanted to return to the capital quickly, hence the shortcut. After he left, Kiao Wanyan frowned in thought. This development was completely different from the storybook had. Her actions caused these changes? Second miss. Jinyuan's voice suddenly sounded as the carriage stopped. Kiao Wanyan collected her thoughts. What is it? Jinyuan pointed to Amen lying unconscious by the roadside. He appeared to be Aang's scholar. Second miss, that man by the road is unconscious. He's still alive, but he will freeze to death in this weather if we leave him. Kiao Wanyan tucked strands of hair behind her ears, her tone indifferent. That's unfortunate. Jinyuan waited for her to say more, but she fell silent. Jinyuan was gentle and understanding. When the crown prince was here, now that he's gone, she doesn't even pretend. Does she know I've seen her true nature and just doesn't care to act anymore? Aren't you afraid I'll tell the crown prince? Second miss Jinyuan sighed inwardly and was about to ride away when the man stirred, weakly attempting to rise. Please save me. Sir, I'm Adiciple of Minister Kiao. He murmured. Jinyuan started. Minister Kiao? Isn't that the second Mrs. Father? The carriage window creaked open. revealing a stunningly beautiful face. Kiao Wanyan looked at the man but felt no recognition. Her father had many disciples. As Minister of Revenue and head of the four most noble family, he oversaw Ashlerly lineage that monopolized knowledge, ambitious commoners seeking imperial exam success often sought to join nobles, households for access to books and education. She had met several of her father's favored disciples, but this man didn't match any of them in her memory. Kiao Wanyan closed the window, as if she'd merely wanted a looks. Even if she recognized him, she had no intention of helping. The man pressed. "I'm a disciple of Minister Kiao Zhu. Shujian, please have mercy and save me." "Miss, stop the carriage," Kiao Wanyan ordered. Once the carriage halted, Ziwan asked, "What's wrong, miss?" Kiao Wanyan's expression shifted. Zhu Shujian asterisk. She dreaded that name in the storybook, though only in passing. A poor scholar who came to the top of the provincial exam, scorer G1 asterisk, and was recruited by her father. He later entered the capital as her father's most favored disciple. Zhu Shujian lived up to expectations, are coming to the metropolitan exam top scorers, Huyuan asterisk, and third place in the palace exam, Tanhua asterisk. He should have been first, Zhuangyu an asterisk, but his exceptional looks led to his placement as third. His talent alone would have secured the top spot. She rarely cared about irrelevant characters, but Shizam read him because of her. Father had favored him immensely, even showing an unusual degree of politeness and respect. Later, her father had subtly urged her to abandon her infatuation with the crown prince and marrying Zhu Shujian when she refused angry lie. Her father never mentioned it again. After rescuing Zhu Shujian, Kiao Wanyan naturally would let him ride in her carriage. He was placed on the wagon loaded with butterfly grass, sitting beside the coachman. Instead of returning directly to the capital, she went to the country villa outside the city. There Madame Wu raged. "Did you tell Yihuan I'm sick? Are you old hags disrespecting me? My daughter will be crown princess someday. I'll be the crown prince mother in a law. How dare you brush me off like this?" One nanny replied, "Madam, I went to the mansion weeks ago and said you were gravely ill. They said Miss was away, so I paid someone to send word to Yao Shi Valley. I didn't know if Miss received it." Madame Wu snorted. "You don't know? Do they pay you to know nothing? I'm dying of a cold, and this is how you treat me. Did you look down on me?" The nannies stayed silent, accustomed to her outbursts. Exiled to this villa by Minister Kiao, Madame Wu had initially been restrained, but over time her true nature emerged, deep-seated inferiority and resentment, all vented on them. What bad luck? As Jinyuan followed second miss to enter, he heard the familiar voice shouting obscenities. He delivered gifts to Miss Yihuan's mother on the crown prince orders before, and she'd always been polite, even overly enthusiastic. Now this was, "Your Highness," Kiao Yihuan exclaimed, eyes wide with disbelief at the scene before her. Yu's face was grim. A feathered arrow lodged in his chest, but instead of pain, he heard the sound of a jade pendant shattering. Without hesitation, he took a bow from a nearby guard, knocked an arrow, and shot through the last assassin's calf. "Take him alive," he ordered. The guard immediately nodded. Kiao Yihuan rushed over as Yu removed the broken jade pendant from his chest. It was the pendant Wanyan had given him in Yangju. It had saved his life. "Are you all right, Your Highness?" Kiao Yihuan's forehead was damp with cold sweat as she felt his chest, finding no blood seep through. "I'm unharmed. Don't worry," Yu said. pocketing the broken pendant. He Beos, who was still in shock. Amateur girl who couldn't even kill a kittens or watch anything but sweet romances. She'd suddenly been thrust into a real life battle for survival, watching assassins die, blood spurting from their necks. She felt numb. Asterisk, this is terrifying. Asterisk. Witnessing murder firsthand, she was sure she needed a rapist, preferably a handsome one, to mend her fragile psyche. Why are you here, Beos who? Shouldn't you be in Yangtze City? He you asked, startled by the question. He Baoju, still reeling from the chase, finally sorted through her host's memories. The body she'd occupied was none other than the 10th princess. Asterisk, holy shit, worth it. Asterisk. The assassins pursuing her? Sent by her own husband, though a princess. The original owner had been Tim. ID and unliked since childhood. Married off to Aramount Fief Dom by imperial decree. Over time, her husband had revealed his true colors, taking concubines openly, condoning their disrespect, and even bullying her for ego satisfaction. When a concubine caused her miscarriage, she finally mustered the courage to flee to the capital and complain to the emperor, only to be hunted down by her husband's assassins, if not for kind strangers and her brother the crown prince. She Dave died shortly after. He Baoju's time travel. Kiao Yihuan said gently, Your Highness, the princess is rheumatized. Let her rest and question her after returning to the capital. He Beos, who warmed to Kiao Yi Huan instantly, so gentle, rescuing her and speaking up for her. He Vu nodded. Yi Huan, you're thoughtful. I was negligent. Let's boarded the carriage and headed back. He Beos, who naturally joined Ed Kiao Yi Huan in the same carriage, too scared to ride in alone. The one cheater-eyed in. Don't be afraid, princess. His Highness will protect. Kiao Yi Huan soothed us now. He Beos, who nodded but stayed silent as a team traveler. She knew too much could be dangerous. Plus, the original princess had been Tim ID. Better to observe quietly. Kiao Yi Huan introduced. My father is Minister of Revenue. Kiao Yi Huan, this is my friend Liu Yanyan. Liu Yanyan sized up the unexpected princess. Asterisk, she had no major role in the novel, especially not meeting Yi Huan now. I thought this. The neglected princess died suddenly, probably. The news reached the capital last spring. Asterisk. He Beos, who said, Thank you for saving me. Kiao Yi Huan smiled warmly. You're welcome. Princess, it's me honored to help. The carriage is a bit cold. Please don't mind. He Beos, who shook her head, still muted, as if too shocked to speak. Kiao Yi Huan handed her hot tea. I wish my sisters were here. Her carriage is always warm, so you wouldn't be cold. The original princess had known little about the capital, raised in the palace with no interested in court or city affairs. So he Beos, who didn't Kiao Yi Huan, but their brief interaction showed her to be kind and approachable. Nothing like the spoiled, noble ladies she'd imagined. Closing her eyes, he Beos, who delved into the original's memories, growing more frustrated. Asterisk. A princess this spineless, unheard of. Asterisk. The carriage stopped at the country villa outside the capital instead of entering directly. Kiao Wanyan had refused to enter, sending the coachman with the butterfly grass and Zhu Shujian home while waiting for the crown prince's scoop. Hearing Ziyuan's voice, she hurried down from the carriage towards Heziyu, her eyes undisguisedly worried. Your Highness, are you all right? He Jiyu shook his head. I'm fine, all thanks to you. Kiao Wanyan was confused. Asterisk, what does this have to do with me? Asterisk. Wanyan? Kiao Yihuan's voice came from behind. Kiao Wanyan turned and scanned the unfamiliar woman beside Kiao Yihuan, guessing she was the neglected 10th princess. He Beio's who? Wanyan greets the princess, she said, curtsying gracefully. A faint smile graced her stunning face, sunlight filtering through the clouds to halo her like Adivine figure. He Beio's who froze. The breathtaking sight made her. The heart raced and her mind went blank. Asterisk waiting, is that even humanly possible? She's more beautiful than any celebrity. Asterisk. He noticed Kiao Wanyan, Beio's who staring, and approached, offering a warm hand warmers. Your nose is red, princess. Are you cold? He Beio's who numbly accepted it. The moment their fingers touched Ed, she felt something trickling from her nose. Princess, you ray bleeding from the nose. Kiao Wanyan exclaimed in surprise. Kiao Yihuan also turned to look at He Beio's who, only to see the trickle of blood flowing from her nose. He Baoju's face flushed scarlet. She immediately tilted her head back to stop the bleeding, but Kiao Wanyan gently cupped her cheeks. Their eyes met at close range. Kiao Wanyan watched in dismay as the bleeding worsened, suppressing the urge to push her away to avoid getting blood on herself. She took out a handkerchief to plug He Baoju's nose. He Beio's who took 2 steps back and turned around. Asterisk no. No, if that beautiful girl touches my face again, I might bleed to death from a nosebleed. Asterisk. Kiao Wanyan Chan's froze in mid-air. Seeing Kiao, Yihuan considered helping He Beio's who holds the handkerchief. She turned to He Ziyu with apprehensive tone. Your Highness, does the princess dislike me? Kiao Yihuan shot her a glance. Her eyes tinged with resentment, as if annoyed that she was bothering the crown prince over trivial matters. Of course not. Beio's who is just from the shaken ordeal. She didn't mean to avoid you. He Ziyu said. Relief crossed Kiao Wanyan's delicate face. She extended her hand coquettish. Your Highness, my hands are stained with blood. She had given her handkerchief to the 10th princess and now had nothing to wipe her hands with. He Ziyu handed her his own handkerchief. Kiao Yi Huan stared fixedly at the hand kerchief in Kiao Wanyan Shandong, her clear eyes flickering with traces of bitterness and betrayal. Liu Yanyan frowned slightly. Asterisk can't crown. Prince see through such assuming acts, deliberately speaking to the crown prince in a coquettish tone in front of Yihuan. She's clearly trying to provoke Yihuan. This is too bullying. Asterisk asterisk. And the crown prince, he's supposed to love Yihuan exclusive lie, a paragon of male virtue. Now he's acting like a scumbag. He doesn't even realize he's betraying Yihuan. Asterisk Ziyuan appeared beside Kiao Wanyan, glancing at her. Kiao Wanyan said softly, Your Highness, shall we go inside? The princess should change and freshen up. He Vu nodded. Yihuan, since we're here, go see your stepmother first. It will put your mind at ease. Kiao Yihuan agreed. Once he Baoju's nose stopped bleeding, the group approached the villa as permanent lie closed gates. As they drew closer, a harsh noise erupted from within, the sound of a bronze vessel smashing to the floor. Pa, what friend of Yihuan's? She shussed a servant trying to climb the social ladder through our Yihuan. No different from that little slut born to Jinxi. A nanny in a hurry interjected, Madam. Don't say that. She's the second miss. The eldest Mrs. Sister. Wuxi sneered, so what? That bitch Jinxi could end. Tolerate me. Otherwise, would I be stuck in this shabby villa alone? A jealous fox like the mother. What good can the daughter be? The more Wu she spoke, the more bitter she came. As another of the master's wives, her treatment was worlds apart from Jin Qi's. Twisting her heart over the years, She knows the crown prince does like her, yet she keeps throwing herself at him, just like her mother, a vixen who uses her looks to climb high. Outside the gate, Ki Wanyan turned deathly pale. Jinyuan instinctively looked at her, expecting her to storm in and retort, creating a scene where the eldest Miss would defend her stepmother, leaving the crown prince to deal with the mess. But instead she froze in place, her eyes red with unshed tears. Yu's face darkened like a storm clouds. His deep eyes were cold and menacing. He had never visited this villa personally, only sending Jinyuan to deliver gifts. Occasionally, Jinyuan had mentioned once that Yi Huan's stepmother was extremely warm, but the reality was far from it. I didn't, Kiao Wanyan's voice trembled with a sob. Yu looked at her beautiful face pale, her red-rimmed eyes heartbreaking live vulnerable, like the last glow of a sunset against a pale blue sky. A tear fell, which she quickly wiped away. Your Highness, I feel unwell. I want to go home first, she said, turning to leave in a hurry, as if fleeing a great injustice. Kiao Yuan opened her mouth to explain, but the crown prince spoke first. Yi Huan, I'll send your sister home first. Before she could reply, Viu added, Jinyuan escorts Beo's Hu back. Kiao Yi Huan staggered. Your Highness? Zhao Yin quickly soothed her. Missing His Highness is just sending the princess back to the capital and accompanying the second Miss. Don Tover thought it. He didn't say anything else, did he? Kiao Yi Huan bit her lip, staring at the two figures boarding the same carriage in the distance. Asterisk, don't overthink it. If His Highness didn't care, he would end. They've accompanied Kiao Wanyan back. Asterisk, why did mother have to speak so reckless lie now? Asterisk, she had warned her repeated lie to mind. Her words, why wouldn't she listen? Miss, let's go in and see madam, Zhao Ying asked gently. Be distressed her mistress for suffering undeserved. It was Wu Shi's shrekless words that had upset the crown prince. Yet Kiao Yuan was bearing the brunt of it. Kiao Yuan clenched her fists. Forget it. Mother sounds so full of energy. She can't be that sick. Let's go home. If not for the messenger saying her mother was critically ill and wanted to see her one last time, she would end. They've left Yao Shi Valley in such a hurry. She had gone to great lengths, even ingesting excessive toxic herbs, to make the crown prince take her to Yaoshi Valley. Her goal was Scar, removing ointment, but she had failed and dragged the crown prince into trouble, clutching the injured shoulder. Her face paled. Inside the villa, the two nannies waited for Wuxi to finish her rant. Before pretexting to clean the backyard, one nanny slipped half the silver from her pouch to the others. Think that's enough? The other nodded. Wuxi squeak, tempered. After serving her all these years, we know exactly what to say to make her curse. They check lead. True, the second miss is generous. If not for the main family, shy monthly allowance, I couldn't stand that true. Grinning, they picked up brooms and headed to the backyard. In the Shangshu mansion, Minister Kiao and Lady Jin Polite saw off the crown prince, Wanyan. His Highness personally escorting you back shows he cares. Lady Jin said happily, where's Kiao Yi Huan? Didn't she leave with His Highness? Why isn't she back? Minister Kiao explained. She's like lie at the villa. I heard her stepmother is ill, so she rushed back from Yaoshi Valley to see her. Mentioning that woman annoyed Lady Jin, so she changed the subject. Wanyan, you must have suffered. I was frantic when it heard you were missing. Don't worry, mother. I'm back safe and sound. Kia Wanyan said, I was going to the villa, but at the gate, I heard Wuxi cursing mother and me. His Highness accompanied me back before we even entered. Minister Kiao's face darkened at this. Lady Jin shot him Egalar. This is the Romantic that you left before marrying me. In Yongju, you promised to marry only me and make me happy in the Kiao family. Now look, I'm cursed, and our daughter is insulted because of it. Taking Kiao Wanyan's hand, Lady Jin headed to the backyard, ignoring her husband. Come, Yanyan, let's leave your bad father behind. Kiao Wanyan looked back at Minister Kiao with an apologetic smile, as if saying asterisk, what can I do? Asterisk, and followed her mother. Minister Kiao sighed and hurried after them, offering apologies instead of excuses. It's all my fault. My love, please don't be angry. Your health is more important. Lady Jin didn't slow down, but Minister Kiao didn't dare be annoyed, watching his wife and daughter disappear. He told a steward, since she's decided to disgrace herself, help her leave. The steward nodded. Understood. Master, leave it to me. Minister Kiao added. How is young Master Zhu? The cold is minor. Master, the doctor said, heal. Recover with rest. The steward paused, eyeing him cautiously. Such a mild illness should they've caused him to collapse by the road. Yet he was coincidentally saved by Miss. Minister Kiao frowned, his expression grave. Assigned someone to attend to him discreetly. Remember, Zhu Shujian is just my disciple and nothing more. Rest assured, masters, it will be handled. The steward bowed out, only to see the Miss Eldest. Returning, Eldest Miss, welcome back. Steward Chen Kiao Yihuan greeted, then turned to her father. Father, I'm back. Gone was the warm indulgence he'd shown Kiao. Wanyan, go kneel in the ancestral hall until dinner, he said coldly, then turned and left without explaining. Zhao Ying felt indignant but dared not speak. Asterisk, the Miss hasn't done anything wrong. Why is the master so biased? Asterisk, Miss, you didn't deserve this. Why did the master order you to kneel? Kiao Yihuan smiled bitterly. Kiao Wanyan returned in tears. Of course, father. Would dote on her, with mother not here. I'm the one to punish. Zhao Ying sheared aches at her lonely expression, wishing she could bear all her hardships. Asterisk, such a kinda miss deserves to be cherished by everyone. This is all Kiao Wanyan's foe. If she hadn't been born, the master would only have the miss and treat her better. Asterisk. Kneeling in the ancestral hall, Kiao Yihuan frowned, obsessed with the two scars on her shoulders that Yun Heng had refused to treat. Asterisk, I can't have scars. Never. They ray disgusting even to me. I must find another way. Asterisk, the next morning, an invitation from the princess mansion arrived at the Shangshu mansion. The 10th princess' late mother had been an favored palace maid who slept with the emperor, making the empress dislike her. Back in the capital, she was housed in a promansion rather than the palace. Out of sight, out of mind. He Beos, who was delighted. The palace. Strict rules had Saint if let her. The princess mansion, though less luxurious, offered freedom. The emperor was occupied today, so she would attend court tomorrow to recount her ordeal. Today, she hosted her saviors. She greeted them warmly. Yihuan, I've been waiting for you. Then she looked past her. Where's your sister? Why didn't she come with you? He Beos, who had invited both Kiao sisters, but only the eldest Miss and Liu Yanyan arrived. Wanyan isn't feeling well today, Kiao Yihuan said. She'll visit with me later to apologize. He Beos, who was slightly disappointed. Asterisk, what apology? Yihuan saved my life. I'm here to thank her. Asterisk. She had hopped ahead to see Yihuan's sister again, having barely caught a glimpse of her beauty the day before. Asterisk, my only hobby is admiring good-looking people, male or female. I'm a simple, appearance-obsessed person. Asterisk. Seeing Qiao Wanyan had cried at the villa, left He Beos who in awe ** beauty is justice. Qiao Yuan smiled softly. You're too kind. Princess, anyone would have helped in that situation. I was scared of the assassins, but I couldn't just leave. Liu Yanyan hooked at her arm. Yi Huan is just too kind, always doing good deeds. He Beos who studied her intent lie before, suddenly looking away. * learned from Lei Feng? Since when does ancient China have Lei Feng? * is Liu Yanyan also Amateur transmigrator? That can't be a coincidence. I'm already shocked by my own reincarnation, and now a fellow traveler. * Princess, are you all right? Qiao Yihuan asked, noticing her distractions. He Beos who smiled and shook her head. It's scolded out here. Let's go in. * Chinese don't deceive Chinese. I've heard that phrase 800 times in the modern world, but most scams come from own people. * even if Liu Yanyan is from modern times, people are complicated. It can't trust her blindly if she's stupid or malicious. * she might drag me down. * as a princess, even an unfavored one, I have food and shelter. I need to be cautious. * Qiao Wanyan woke up when the sun was already high in the sky, lazily leaning against a soft couch as Ziyuan approached with a Hitian jade comb to brush her hair. Miss Ihard, the 10th princess, invited Qiao Yi Huan to the princess mansion as a guest. Ziyuan muttered, she sure has all the luck. Even her return to the capital coincided with rescuing a princess with the guards His Highness assigned her. She's suddenly the princess's savior and being treated with respect. Qiao Wanyan raised an eyebrow. Is that so? When did she go? While you were sleeping. Miss, the invitation arrived this morning. Amused by her annoyed tone, Qiao Wanyan chuckled. What got worked up? What's a powerless, unfavored princess good for even if she's saved? Could Qiao Yihuan really enter high society through the 10th princess? The princess had rarely left the palace or associated with eligible ladies in the capital. Lacking connections, befriending her was no great advantage, just too pitiful. Souls keeping each other company. You right, miss, but the launch Vitae Festival is approaching. Have you decided what gift to prepare for the emperor? Madam said this year's festival marks the emperor's 60th birthday, and all Promine NT ministers in the capital will bring their families to the palace. You'll naturally attend too. Madam also said you must shine this year, are coming the most outstanding noble ladies in the capital, so the crown prince will fall deeper for you. Qiao Wanyan's beautiful eyes half closed as she admired her nails. I'll give the Yuking pill Yun Hang sent earlier. What can't the emperor got in this capital? A pill personally made by Yun Hang, the renowned medical genius of Yaoshi Valley, is a rare treasure. Ziyuan nodded in agreement. Brilliant idea, miss. But it hard from the steward that Qiao Yihuan would also goes with master apparent. Lied the crown prince intervened, so master had no choice but to take her. Qiao Wanyan's expression shifted. Any word on what gift Qiao Yihuan is preparing? She wasn't surprised Qiao Yihuan would attend. The storybook mentioned her presence at the Lunch Vitae Festival. In the book, Qiao Wanyan had fallen ill and couldn't go, while Qiao Yihuan had impressed the emperor at the banquet, earning praise for Minister Qiao's excellent daughter rearing. What else had the storybook said? A servant from Mingxiang Pavilion overheard Qiao Yihuan scolding Zhao Ying for drugging her on the Launch Vitae Festival, claiming it was too extreme even if they weren't in good terms. The servant later tattled to Qiao Wanyan, who had Zhao Ying flogged and confined to bed for 3 days. This time they'd play it differently. After dressing, word came that the crown prince had arrived at the mansion not to see either Kiao's sister, but to discuss court affairs with Minister Kiao. Kiao Wanyan ordered a bowl of sweet soup, sent Ziyuan to play with Yunyao, and headed towards the study second miss. As she entered the study's moon gate, Kiao Wanyan saw a familiar yet unfamiliar figure in the corridor. Unfamiliar because they'd never formally met. Familiar because she glimpsed half his face by the roadside. Zhu Shujian wore Rita-colored long robes with a white silk sash and a translucent jade pendant. Out his deep eyes sparked lead like black jade. His fair complexion ex-ading, purity, handsome, and scholarly. He carried an effortless elegance that dispelled any notion of bookish rigidity. She stopped to stare unapologetically. "I thought you lied about being father's disciple too." Begging for help. Turns out such coincidences did happen. Zhu Shujian smiled, standing tall and composed. "You have a kinda heart. Second miss, without your help, I might have frozen to death in the snow." He bowed deeply. "Thank you for saving my life." Kiao Wanyan inwardly oft at the sudden influx of life-saving gratitude. She was practically a goddess of mercy. "I'm kind-hearted. Saving you was nothing. As the saying goes, saving a life outweighs a building. 7-story pagoda. It's good karma," she said airily. Zhu Shujian smiled. Asterisk, is that so? Asterisk, if he hadn't mentioned being Minister Kiao's disciple. Asterisk, she would never have helped. Asterisk, the second miss loves little white lies. Asterisk, I will never forget your grace. Second miss, if you ever need my help, I will do my utmost. He watched as her eyes flickered, with mockery and disdain, as if saying, Asterisk, what can a poor scholars offer a noble ladies like me? Asterisk, your intention is appreciated. She said softly, Asterisk, get down on his luck scholar. Should focus on not leeching. Cut off shortcuts for others. Yet he sp out such grandio. Say promises. Asterisk, asterisk, ridiculous. Asterisk. Are you here to see Minister Kiao? He's discussing important matters with the Crown Prince. You may need to wait. He said. She sized him up. You're being long-winded. Zhu Shujian stepped back and bowed. My mistake. Second miss, please go ahead. She brushed past him, but his gentle voice stopped her. Second miss. Wait. She turned annoyed. What now? There's a plum blossom in your hair. She reached up to feel. She had walked through the plum garden earlier, failing to find it. She ordered, well, help me take it out. Asterisk, no situational awareness. He looks refined, but he's still a bookworm. Asterisk, he approached, carrying a faint sense of pine and cypress. Just then, Heziyu emerged from the study and saw the two standing close in the corridor. Zhu Shujian plucked the plum blossom from her hair, gazing at the frost-like red petals in his palm. Plums bloom defiant lion. Winter when all other flowers fade. Elegant as snow yet blazing like fire. Though it fell into your hair by chance. It's a perfect finishing touch, he said. Kiao Wanyan studied the flowers. She usually preferred peonies and rare, delicate blooms, but his description made red plums sound appealing. Does it really look good on me? He smiled frankly. It enhances your beauty. She took the plum blossom, pinned it in her hair, and turned to leave, seeing the Crown Prince and her father talking at the study door. She quickened her pace. Your Highness, father. Minister Kiao beamed at his daughter, every inch the doting father. Yan Yan came to bring me food again? Asterisk no, my daughter Shriogul is the Crown Prince. But what can I do? Spoil her, of course. Asterisk. Kiao Wanyan smiled sweetly, though it held a hint of bitterness. Deliberately avoiding Heziyu's, gazed as she nodded at her father. He-Shiyu's eyes lingered on her. Sensing her avoidance, Minister Kiao, "Please stay. The tax collection in Qingzhou requires your attention," he said. "Rest assured, Your Highness. I will handle. Farewell it thoroughly." "Your Highness," Minister Kiao replied. Kiao Wanyan curtsied too. The steward followed too. Escort the crown prince out. He-Shiyu paused, turned, and said lowly, "Red plums are gaudy. They don't suit you." Minister Kiao was confused. Red plums symbolize resilience and allowness, and they look beautiful on Yan Yan. What does the crown prince mean? Before anyone could respond, He-Shiyu left. As Jinyuan turned, he swore he saw Miss Second Zhou roll her eyes at the crown prince. Did I imagine that? No matter how spoiled she is, she wouldn't dare disrespect the crown prince. Kiao Wanyan didn't overthink it. The crown prince has no taste. How else would he like Kiao Yuan? In the corridor, Zhu Shujian stepped aside to bow, accenting scholarly humility and the faint inferiority of a commoner scholar's newly arrived in the capital, as lowly as dust before the imperial prince. He-Shiyu stopped and glanced at him. "You Ray Minister Kiao's disciple?" "Yes, Your Highness. I am Zhu Shujian, last year's provincial exam top scorers from Huzhou. It came to the capital for this year's metropolitan exam but fell. Serious lie ill on the way, collapsing by the roadside. Fortunately, Second Miss Zhou saved me. Today I've come to thank Minister Kiao for sheltering me and Second Miss for saving my life." He frowned. A life-saving favor? When did Wanyan save him? Jinyuan explained, "It's true. Your Highness, on our way back from Yaoshi Valley, Second Miss helped him. She sent him to the capital for treatment from the villa outside the city, presumably Bly to the Shangshu mansion." He-Shiyu turned and left without a word. In the study, Minister Kiao took a big spoonful of sweet soup. Yan Yan's soup is delicious. "Father, what's Zhu Shujian's background? Why would you let Amur Provincial exam top scorers stay in the mansion?" "You're elevating him," Kiao Wanyan said. A flicker of meaning crossed Minister Kiao's eyes as he laughed. "No special background, just a talented commoner scholar I favored. His essays are exceptional. Anyone competing against him in this year's sexum is unlucky. So he was just a scholar appreciated for his talent." She realized. Father has always had good judgment. Zhu Shujian will surely rank among the top 3 in the exam. Worthy of your recognition. You seem to appreciate him to Yan Yan. She flipped through books casually. "Not really. Just don't find him annoying. He speaks with tact, which is refreshing." Minister Kiao paused. Yan, Zhu Shujian is a decent man, but as an outsider, you should limit interactions with him. She nodded. Understood. The storybook had said the same. At first, her father had discouraged closeness, but after Zhu Shujian became a Tanhua, third-ranking scholar, he asked if she would marry him. With her father's support, she'd been the mistress of the house holding, free from backyard dramas. But how could Amur household compare to the position of empress? She would never settle for less while watching Kiao Yuan ascended to the throne. "By the way, Yan, I received a night pearls the size of Akiju balls. Recently, you'll present it to the emperor at the Longevity Festival. But I already prepared the yuking, pilled from Yaoshi Valley as a gift. Doesn't yuking pill cure hundreds of poisons?" She nodded. "That's what Yan Heng said. Keep the pills for yourself. Use the night pearl as your gift. I'll arrange everything. Just focus on looking beautiful." The yuking pill was precious, but gifting it would gain only the emperor's fleeting favor. Better to reserve it for Kiao Wanyanson, used as a safeguard. Just then, A servant knocked and entered. Master. Words from the princess mansion. Eldest miss is staying overnight and one treadern. Such trivial matters need not be reported. Minister Kia said, Yan Yan, I'll have the night pearl. Sent to you. Head back now. She stood. Yes, father.